Hello and welcome to week 2 of the course EU Security and the Future of NATO. In week 1, you explored the historical foundations of NATO and the development of the post-World War II security architecture in Europe. This week, you will examine how NATO evolved after the Cold War and how the Transatlantic Alliance adapted to new geopolitical realities. You will analyze the transformation of NATO from a traditional collective defense alliance into an organization capable of addressing new security challenges such as regional conflicts, terrorism, and international crisis management. Understanding this transformation will help you evaluate how international security institutions adapt to changing geopolitical environments. Understand NATO today, you must examine how the alliance changed after the end of the Cold War. When the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, many analysts expected NATO to lose its strategic relevance. However, instead of disappearing, NATO adapted and expanded its mission. The alliance shifted its focus from purely territorial defense toward broader security cooperation, crisis management operations, and international stabilization missions. This transformation required NATO to redefine its strategic objectives and develop new partnerships with countries across Europe and beyond. As you study this topic, you should consider why international organizations sometimes survive major geopolitical transformations and how they redefine their purpose in response to new challenges. This week introduces several key concepts that will help you analyze the evolution of NATO. You will explore the concept of strategic adaptation, which describes how international organizations adjust their roles in response to changing geopolitical circumstances. You will also examine the Transatlantic Alliance, which refers to the political and military cooperation between Europe and North America. Finally, you will analyze how NATO's strategic transformation has influenced European security governance and global security operations. As you review the course materials, you should think critically about the factors that allow international alliances to remain relevant in a changing world. Week 2 activities. Review lecture materials, read assigned text, participate in discussion forum, complete quiz, submit weekly project. This week includes several learning activities designed to deepen your understanding of NATO's transformation. First, you should review the lecture materials and assigned readings, which explain the historical and strategic evolution of NATO after the Cold War. Next, you will participate in the discussion forum, where you will reflect on how international security alliances adapt to geopolitical change. You will also complete a short self-assessment quiz, which will help you review the key concepts introduced in this week's module. Finally, you will complete a weekly analytical project, where you will evaluate NATO's transformation and its impact on European security. This week also includes an interactive analytical activity. You will examine the timeline of NATO's strategic transformation and analyze how the alliance expanded its role beyond traditional collective defense. In this activity, you will explore how NATO developed partnerships with new member states and how it adapted its missions to address emerging security threats. As you complete the activity, you should reflect on the strategic motivations behind NATO's transformation and the implications for international security governance. In the discussion forum, you will analyze the following question. How did NATO remain relevant after the end of the Cold War? When writing your response, you should support your argument using examples from the readings, lecture materials, or historical developments discussed this week. Your post should present a clear, analytical argument, and you should also respond constructively to the ideas shared by at least 2 of your classmates. The discussion forum provides an opportunity for you to develop critical thinking and engage in collaborative academic dialogue. At the end of the module, you will complete a short quiz designed to help you review the key concepts introduced this week. The quiz will focus on topics such as NATO's transformation after the Cold War, the concept of strategic adaptation, the evolution of the Transatlantic Alliance. Completing the quiz will help you consolidate your understanding before moving to the next module. Your weekly project will focus on analyzing the transformation of NATO in the post-Cold War era. You may choose the format that best demonstrates your understanding of the topic. For example, you may submit a policy analysis essay, a short video explanation, a podcast commentary, an infographic, or a narrated presentation. Regardless of the format you choose, your project should demonstrate critical analysis and engagement with the key concepts introduced this week. To guide the development of your project, please consult the assessment rubric available in the course platform. The rubric explains how your work will be evaluated, focusing on understanding of the topic, analytical reasoning, use of evidence, clarity of communication, Using the rubric during the preparation of your project will help you develop a strong and well-structured submission. Week 2 provides an important step in understanding how NATO evolved from a Cold War alliance into a modern security organization capable of addressing complex global challenges. As you engage with the materials this week, you should think critically about how international alliances adapt to new geopolitical realities and how institutional transformation affects global security governance. Your analysis this week will prepare you for upcoming topics in which you will examine NATO enlargement, EU-NATO cooperation, and emerging security challenges. I look forward to seeing your ideas in the discussion forum and your analytical projects in the weekly assignment. Good luck with your work this week.